Good morning grade 7 students. Welcome to our new video. In this video we are going to start with our new chapter. As we all have completed with our unit test 2 exams and we are going to start with our further syllabus. So the new chapter, that is respiration in organism. In this chapter we are going to see the respiratory, how the human respiratory system, then how human breathing takes place, then the animals, how they breathe in and so on. So please open your textbook.
Start with the chapter. So why do we respire? So we need energy to move, excrete, grow, reproduce and to maintain our cell. A cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of organism. And each cell of an organism performs certain functions such as reproduction, nutrition, transport and excretion. And to perform this, the cells need energy. Okay, when we are eating, sleeping or reading, that time also we require energy. But where does we get this energy comes from? So can you say why your parents insist that you should eat regularly? So the food has stored energy which is released during respiration. All living organisms respire to get energy from food. So where do we get this energy? From food. During breathing, we breathe in air. We breathe out air which is rich in carbon dioxide, and the air we breathe is transported to all parts of the body and it's ultimately reach to the cell. Okay, and the cell's oxygen in the air helps to break down of the food, and this process where breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy, it is known as cellular respiration. So cellular respiration takes place in the cells of an organisms. Okay, now complex food substances and they cannot be absorbed by body. So some complex food that is not absorbed by body, so it is digestion process take place in the digestive system and it is broken down into simpler substances so that it can be easily absorbed by our body. Complex food substances cannot be absorbed by body, so it is digested. Okay, and it is broken into simpler substances. Example, carbohydrates into simple sugars, proteins into amino acids and fats into fatty acid. Digested food material is absorbed by blood and transported to various organs of our body. Then this food which is digested, it is absorbed by blood and transported to the various organs of our body. Then the absorbed food substances, they further break down so that the energy is released, and this is known as respiration. Organisms are made up of small microscopic units that is known as cells. A cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. And the human body is composed of trillions of cells. So there are trillions of cells in our body. Let us see the types of respiration, that is anaerobic and anaerobic. So anaerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic it takes place in the absence of oxygen. Aerobic respiration, the air we breathe is rich in oxygen. The oxygen rich air reaches our lungs. So when we breathe the oxygen, it reaches our lungs, and oxygen is then passes through from lungs to blood. So it is then passed from lungs to the blood. This oxygen is then transported to all parts of the body through blood and ultimately to reach cell of the body. So ultimately it reaches to the cell of the body, and in the cells oxygen helps in the breakdown of the food. So in cells, when the what happens, the oxygen helps in the breakdown of food. Respiration which takes place in presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. Then the products of aerobic respiration. In the cell, the food, that is glucose, is broken down into carbon dioxide and water using oxygen. So with the help of oxygen, this glucose is broken down and it gives the following products, that is carbon dioxide, water and energy. Then the anaerobic respiration. Food can also be broken down without using oxygen. So aerobic we have seen with the help of oxygen, and anaerobic that is without using oxygen. There are some organisms such as yeast that can survive in the absence of air, and they are called as anaerobes. They get energy through anaerobic respiration. So this yeast, they can survive without oxygen, okay, and that is why they are known as anaerobes. Yeast is used in bakeries. Bakers use yeast in bakeries to make the dough rise, to make it fluffy. Without it, our bread would be flat like roti. Yeast feeds on the sugar contained with the dough, producing carbon dioxide and alcohol, and this process is known as fermentation. The carbon dioxide produced by the yeast during respiration is trapped in the dough, causing it to rise. So what happened? This carbon dioxide which is produced by the yeast during respiration, it is trapped by the dough and it's become fluffy. And the alcohol produced during fermentation evaporates during the respiration in organism. The process of breathing in air is called as respiration. So the air we breathe, that is known as respiration, and that breathing out is called as expiration, that is inhale and exhalation. The number of times we breathe in and breathe out air in a minute is called the respiration rate. The air we breathe in fills our lungs, and the width of the chest changes when air is inspired, or that is exhaled. Animals such as elephant, lion, cows, goats, frog, lizards, snakes, birds have lungs in their chest cavities like the human beings. How do other organisms breathe? Do you know they also have lungs like those of human beings? So let us study. Fish. Fishes continuously open and close their mouth in water. The flaps on both sides of the head alternately open and close. Below the flaps, there are red colored gills. So, with the help of gills, these are the respiratory organs of the fish. The water that enters the mouth flows through both the gills, comes out of the flap, and the gills absorb the oxygen that dissolved in the water. So, what does these gills do? They absorb the oxygen and dissolve it water. This oxygen is carried to different parts of the in plants. Plants also respire virtually all the time in order to supply their energy needs. They respire by taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. We all know that plants take in oxygen and they give out carbon dioxide. How do the plants respire? The plants do not have any breathing organ, so the exchange of the gases takes place through their tiny pores which are present on the surface of leaves, that is known as stomata. So on the leaves there are pores, okay, that is known as stomata, and with the help of that plants breathe. And the opening and closing of the stomata is controlled by the guard cells which are present around them. The rate of exchange of gases in plant is much slower than in animal. Here is some question. Why we should not overwater the potted plants and prevent the water logging during irrigation of crops? So roots cells also need oxygen to generate energy. They get oxygen from the air which is trapped between the soil particles. And if our overwater the plant, then water replaces the air in the soil and roots are not able to breathe properly, and this may affect the growth of the plant. So why we should not overwater the potted plant? So it may affect the growth of the plants. These are the scientific reason that you are going to write down in your notebook, and the question answers.